stop and look. Ah, look at the towel. This is the way Jimmy goes. And you know why this, you know the little square stuff and trying to maintain it every time this is, you're never going to have to deal with it. This is cheap. Even if you had to pay $1 a tile, counts. It's not very much, but I would bring it all the way around. That's just how I would do it. Because the more I have of stuff like this, the more people are going to go, ooh, I like this. It's easier to maintain. I'd like to do the floors the same kind, not this color, that light to medium. This is what I call a darker color. So when you guys get a chance, come in and look. Again, right up here, tap off. Bring down somewhere around here, tap through, bring my electrical down off of this, put a bar, and even change that out. I just want to modernize it because that's what people want when you're going to pay $1,100–1,200. And here's my theory for this, and I'll tell you. In fact, I'll tell you that in the next room. The theory behind that.
You know, we're not going to do one of those that trowel.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of common now, but I don't think
The theory of why I like to cherry it out and get the premium rents is this. In our market right now, big foreclosures. I mean, just massive amount of foreclosures. People who are paying $1,600, $1,700, $1,800 a month for their house have lost their homes. If you can make this house look like that new home they bought, they don't mind paying 11 or 12. And they know it's fixed rate because this is rent. And I have the ability to even tell them, look, rent this for a few years, and if you decide to buy it, we'll sell it to you. Never discussing the price, never discussing anything. If they said, well, what would it be? I go, well, we'd have to look, but I'd say houses in this area are going over 100,000. But I said over 100,000. I never let them nail me into any kind of a price because I don't know when they buy it what the market's going to be. But I also let them know it's 100,000 because I would rather keep it than sell it for less than 100,000. But that's why I cherry them out like that, because I'm aiming for that group. The lady that rented out there in West Point for me, that's what happened. They had one of them nice new homes, couldn't handle it, lost it, went to foreclosure and said, oh, it's only $1,150. Well, that's cheap. You're right. So we rented that one for $1,150. And by the way, just look there, Tim, behind you. Is that still a train outside unit?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is.
So, you know, you got a nice heating and air system in here, a very expensive one, a train. Got a nice big backyard. That is a potential for people. Now, the only other thing I might do, and I'd have to check because I've never even done it in Benbrook, but to make sure, and I'm sure there's no issue, but I'd rather have a privacy fence, but I wouldn't put it in. What I would do is somewhere down the road, if rent's about to go up or something's about to happen, I might work a deal out with the tenant and say, hey, if you want to put it up, I'll let you have this kind of a discount or something, but it's got to meet my requirements. Just to block that little bit. But I'm also interested in the lot next door. Because if you can build a brand new one next door or something like that. In fact, this area, yeah, right over there, they come into some of the old, that's what, where we were a minute ago, that's north, anything north of 20 is still in Benbrook, but I call that Benbrook's hood. But there's a little tiny hood right by the fire department, and there's small houses, but it's just tiny. It's just old houses. Well, someone's come in there now and bought some of these lots, and they built these 2-story brick, beautiful duplexes, and they rented them just like that. So it's not all duplexes,